Right up here under the bridge is the entrance to the Creekwalk. You can park either at Dick's, right there, or park under here. I like to park under here. Looks like somebody else is beating us to it. We'll hop out and we will take a right. So we're getting near the end of the Creekwalk here. This is where you're gonna want to end up being, and you'll see all the other photographers and stuff here start to congregate here. Some ducks, merganser, very icy down through in here at times. Very cloudy, so less than ideal conditions. Set up my tripod. There's swans out there. It's not too cold out though. I thought it was going to be a lot colder. I said it's supposed to feel like 4 degrees out today. You see eagles along in the trees there. About to take off. There he goes. Maybe fishing. Maybe going somewhere else. Alright, so we got our tripod set up here. It's a winter advisory. I'm the only one crazy enough to be out here at the Creekwalk today. Very rare. And you'll see over my shoulder a couple of eagles up in the tree there.
Everybody's looking for a come up, and they wanna know what you're about. Me in the middle with the one I love it. We're just trying to figure everything out. We don't fit in well. We are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. Yeah, you look stunning. Yeah, don't ask that question here. This is my only fear that we become beautiful people.
So I'd been there for probably a half hour, and then people started to stroll in, and it was nice because I got to share the lake with beautiful people and all these animals and, you know, beautiful creatures flying all over the place. One of the great things about Onondaga Lake and the Creekwalk is, like I said, all the great people, and a ton of them are really big into birds. So if you look out into the lake and you're not sure what you're looking at, because there's a bunch of different like duck species, just a lot of waterfowl in general. You can just look over your shoulder, and Rick, Andy, Rob, Ed, any of those local guys will be able to tell you for the most part what that bird is. So it just adds to the overall experience and ambiance of this beautiful Onondaga Lake. On this really wintry, snowy, windy day, a lot of the eagles, there was a lot of fishing. A lot of the eagles were fishing kind of far back towards the ice. You've already seen a couple of passes. But we did get a couple of close looks like this that were really exciting. We were hoping they'd dip down and dive and grab something. Ultimately, I think there was like 2 or 3 eagles that made really close fishing grabs. So that was kind of cool. And you'll see those as we go along here. And just look how dense that snow is. So I grabbed some photographs throughout the day, but obviously not ideal conditions for photographs. However, I think the video turned out pretty good, so I decided to upload this for you guys. All you that aren't familiar with the Creekwalk or where it is or what it's all about, so you can kind of decide if maybe this is a place that you want to visit.
Coming at us with a fish. And away.
So as you guys can see, there's a lot of different wildlife here at Onondaga Lake, especially in the winter when they're all congregated to the one end of the lake where the warm water discharge is from the water treatment plant. But what I really like about it, with all these species together, is watching them interact with each other. Whether it's bald eagles with bald eagles, or bald eagles interacting with ducks, or eagles and crows. Any of those interspecies interactions are really, really cool. We get lucky sometimes at the Creekwalk. Right across the creek or river, there's a tree, and the eagles lately have been landing in there. There's 2 or 3 that'll land sometimes all at the same time on this tree branch. It's pretty visible. Obviously, there's some minor branches and twigs and whatnot in the way, but they'll sit there and eat, and it's really cool to watch them. Not only eat, but also fend off their food like this fellow's trying to do. One of the really cool things about eagles is a lot of times, as soon as one of them makes a catch, a bunch will chase after that eagle and try and grab it away. They're all opportunists. And so, sometimes it doesn't happen in the air, but that eagle will land either in a tree or, in this case, on the ice, and we just end up with a spectacle. However, sometimes eagles will drop fish and nobody will know where it landed except for the other waterfowl. So we get images of, ducks, you'll see crow. I've got pictures of a heron eating a frozen fish. It had a hard time getting down. So you can check that on my Instagram or Facebook. But it's just really cool, and it goes back to how all these animals interact with each other and kind of, occupy space and time together, just like we do. Check out the head movement of this second eagle here. It's like, hey, can I have some, please? This clip is one of the coolest I think I've ever filmed. So you see the crow just popped into the frame on the right side, and it starts like looking at the eagle and like looking down at the ground, kind of indicating like, hey, kind of hungry. Can you let me have some? And if you watch, the eagle will actually pick a piece of the fish and drop it intentionally, I believe, for the crow, which is the first I've ever seen anything like that. Here it comes. So I guess the moral of the story is, if eagles and crows can get along, maybe we can too. Pretty close call there. Anyways, you guys see the eagle cleaning its beak. Call this feeking, I think is the term. Probably mispronouncing that, but they'll do that. And then, as you guys can see, it's still snowing pretty heavy at this point in the morning, which kind of leads me to the next tip for visiting the Creekwalk. You want to make sure you're checking the weather. As is the case for most wildlife photography, you want the conditions to be partly cloudy so you can get some light. You don't want harsh light, but you want light on your subject. Obviously here we have very little light and obstructions with the snow, so not ideal, but I figured it'd be a great opportunity to give you guys a video while I can't really take photographs. I'd argue that most people who go to the Creekwalk are there for the bald eagles. However, obviously, there's a lot of other animals you can see there. But if you do go for the bald eagles, I think the two most common questions that we get, any of the locals, I'm not really local, but I go there enough to be a local, I guess. But any of the locals here, like the most common questions are, one, how can you tell how old an eagle is? And two, how many eagles are there at that moment in Onondaga or on the lake, in that area of the lake? So I'll tell you right now, the first question's easy to answer, how old they are. You can look it up online. Google has, this really cool template that shows you the 6 different stages. But simply, it's, from birth to, 5 years old, they start out a very light brown and they gradually get darker. And then obviously in between, there's phases where they start to get some white feathers, white plumage on their body and on their wings, on the underside, some on the top side, I guess. And then they're up on their head and their tail, that will slowly start transitioning to white. Eventually, you'll get eagles like this one where they've got the full white head, full white tail, and their whole body is a very, very dark brown. As far as how many eagles are there right now, that was impossible for us to answer. I would say this winter we got really lucky. It's 2025. I'd say we had like between 35 and 40 at our peak, maybe a little bit more than 40 at our peak. Right now, I think there's probably around 20, but it fluctuates. It depends on what the surrounding bodies of water are doing, if they're all frozen over. A lot of those, area lakes are homes to many of these bald eagles that end up coming to Onondaga. And it's, again, primarily because of that unthawed section of the lake due to the water treatment facility outpouring all that treated warm water. There's the water treatment facility discharge pipe.
I'll be there to keep you on your I can't wait to someday have the chance to do the same. I don't know what life has in store, all the places that it plans to take us. Through wind and rain, snow and sleet, I'll be there to keep you on your feet.
Called him last Friday. We got 13.
Someday we'll build our own family. You know right where I'll stay forever and always.
Hey guys, I just got done filming. It's 1 o'clock now. Got here at about 8 this morning, a little bit before, like 7:40. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed everything that I showed you. There's a lot of fishing far. Very snowy in the beginning, and then the skies kind of cleared and we got some blue skies. Started taking more pictures then, so I'm not sure you'll see many of those, but hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, go check out Naturally Neat Nature on Instagram and Facebook. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching.